Mr. Kennedy. Okay, all right, listen, I'm just excited off that shit. All right, anyways, we'll get into it. But anyways, y'all, welcome back to episode 26, bro. Halfway to a year. Wait, technically, it's been 6 months. Technically, if you want to call it, this is technically the 6-month anniversary of No Cooldown. Like, if you want to put it in those terms. So yeah, we out here, man. Halfway to a year. We're well on the way. And we're here for another solid week. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Pride Month has just begun. Shout out to everybody in the LGBTQ plus community. Shout outs. We see y'all. We love y'all. Hope y'all celebrate and have a good, grand old time. And yeah, we here with all as always. You know what I'm saying? Lord Flackus is back in the building. You know what I'm saying? WenEazy the God. How you doing, my guy? How you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty well. Allergies have not killed me today. I feel like that's been my entire week. Is allergies has been knocking me out. But today I have not stepped outside, so we're good. We're great.
Solid, bro. Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna lie. I'll be waking up with congestion so bad. Like I'll just be facing up, staring at the ceiling. I'm just like, yo, just kill me now. If this is really gonna be the wave, bro. If this is really how you want me to die, cool.
I literally am fine all day, and then my mom will say something literally like, yo, go check the mailbox. I'll walk outside, I'll walk back inside, and I am dead. If you watch my video that came out yesterday, you can tell the congestion that I had. I was dying.
Oh my gosh, bro. I feel that, man. I feel that. And then literally, I'm an idiot also because my room be getting hot sometimes, and I'm just like, instead of opening the main door, I just open a window. I'm like, man, shit, let me open a window sometime. And then when I'm literally stuffing up, I'm just like, yo, what's causing this? My dumb ass. So it's a whole thing in and of itself, but it's okay. It's all good. We live, we persevere, we fight through it. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all rate the podcast 5 stars on all audio platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Google Podcasts, Anchor. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you follow us on all socials at No Cooldown Pod. You know what I'm saying? At Wotaku Channel, where we are currently live. You can catch all the live recordings on that, so you don't want to miss it. You know what I'm saying? We got a nice couple of topics, man. It's been a pretty decent week, man. So you know, we got one big elephant in the room that we gotta address. But before that, you know what I'm saying, we got some stories in the way. Gotta get started. So you ready, bro?
Yeah, I am born ready.
All right, man. Let's get into it. Let's start with the warm up. Got 3 stories for you today on that, just to stretch out. So ever since the release of the movie, the meme wave has fully picked up for Morbius, man. Twitter and Reddit is doing all kinds of random shit, man. They saying it sold $320 billion at the box office. They telling people it's Morbin time all over the timeline. It's become an epidemic. And so much so that it seems that the meme community just have gotten Sony's blood flowing again because they decided to re-enter Morbius into 1,000 more movie theaters this weekend. So they saw all your chatter, guys. They saw everything you was doing. They saw all the memes, all the love, you know what I'm saying, quote unquote. It was getting, and they dropped more time slots. When what the hell's going on? When?
It's funny because I feel like this is exactly what I said this when people bullied Sonic into being pretty. If this is what you wanted, so you better go watch this movie. Like, you better go to the time slots they added, because this is your, I don't want to say it's your fault, but this is the consequences of your actions. So if you're not ready to watch Morbius again, I don't know what to tell you, because it's Morbin time, and buddy, we're looking at you.
Oh my gosh, bro. I promise I will never forgive any of you. Listen, there's also okay, listen. Here's my plight. There's been a wave of just revisionist history that's been going on with genuinely shit films and not good films. Niggas was saying that the old Fantastic Four were great films. I'm like, listen, I am a Fantastic Four a fan. I saw that in theaters when I was young. I had the DVDs. I had all that. It was not a good movie. It was not good. If some parts are entertaining, absolutely. Some of the cast was good. Oh, I agree. But the performance and stop. Dr. Doom, need I say more? It was not good. Y'all can't be making things that aren't good, turn around and flip it, put that thing down, flip it and reverse it, and make it a good thing. It's impossible now. But y'all are making it possible. Bro, I promise, on everything, if we get a Too Fast, Too Morbius, I will slap the hell out of all you, bro. I promise. I got something waiting for everybody who's memeing this to hell. I promise you. Oh, killing me.
I have never seen the movie, and I doubt that I will see the movie. But I have a strong feeling that Tyrese at some point says, are those fucking vampires? And that's like
Bro,
all I really want to see. Like, I'm pretty sure that
Hey, yo, I
happened.
saw it, bro. I saw it. Yo, he wasn't as ecstatic, but he was like, yo, he was trying to look at the bites. He was like vampires. So, like, yo.
Like, I know. I don't even have to watch the movie. I know he said it. That man is the exposition.
He got his. I have unfortunately watched it. I did not, I'm not even going to explain how I got to procure, a seat to watch it. Just let you know, allegedly. Anyways, I saw the movie and yo, I could almost bet that was 85 to 95% accurate when just said right there. All right. Listen, I'm telling you, it's literally that close. It's not good, bro. If we get another movie out of this, bro, I promise. Sony are already diluted enough with some of these films, bro. They're already diluted enough. El Muerto, do we gotta go back a couple episodes and talk about that? Bro, we can't let them have this type of ammo. You guys are giving them ammo. This is not it, y'all. Please, just put your energy somewhere else, bro, because we gonna get a whole Morbin trilogy and a DVD set with commentary. It's just gonna go south fast, bro. It's gonna go south fast. That's all I gotta say about this bullshit. Oh my gosh, man. Oh, I need to take a deep breath. Absolve myself of I wanted to say morbid, but I can't say it now. I can't even say anything that has morb in it. I can't. Anyways. Let's move on to the next story of the warm-up. This week, we got some news that longtime brand manager, producer, and figurehead for Square Enix, Shinji Hashimoto, has announced his retirement from Square Enix and potentially the gaming industry. Now, after decades of experience leading the charge of franchises like Square Enix and Kingdom Hearts, his body of work speaks for itself, and we wish him the best in what's next. So, I just want to take this time. Salute, man. Give bro his flowers, bro. He's been under so many different projects, man. When I'm gonna hand it over to you in a second, but let me just give you a rundown, bro. Like, again, of course, I'm about to say Dragon Ball Z game, Dragon Ball Z 2. I'm about to say, hold on, let me see. All the Final Fantasies, including Final Fantasy 8. I think he was part of 7, but he didn't lead 7. But Kingdom Hearts, Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts Re, Chain of Memories, The World Ends With You, which is fantastic, by the way. Front Mission, I was about to say, executive produced JoJo's Bizarre Adventures in the 90s. Several Final Fantasy games again. Let me see. Dissidia was dope. Just so many different projects, bro. Chrono Trigger, he had some pull in. I was about to say, like, his CV is extensive.
Yes. It's funny because he used the fact that he was on Chrono Trigger on the DS version is really, really interesting because that was actually the best port of that game. Till this day, people have all agreed like the Nintendo DS version is the best. And
Nice.
when they make remakes of Chrono Trigger or when they port it over, it's usually everybody's always like upset if it's not the DS version because it had like animated cutscenes and like this. I mean, the list speaks for itself. Almost all the Kingdom Hearts, if not all the Kingdom Hearts. Yep. And then you have like a bunch of good Final Fantasy games. Like, you got to give the man his flowers. We appreciate all of his hard work and what he's brought to the space. And if it's retirement, hey, I wish you the best in retirement. I am happy that you started it and now you're at the end, bro. Just, relax. You did your work. You don't need to worry about us. I'm excited to see who takes the reins. But that is yet to be seen, and I want to see where the company goes from here.
100%. Always, I had to kind of put it on there. You know what I'm saying? Just give my flowers because, of course, I'm gonna focus in. In general, he's always been a big voice and a big presence in the gaming industry across several years. Like, you associate Square Enix shit, you associate Final Fantasy shit. Hashimoto's there in terms of names that have been involved, like Hashimoto, Nomura, you know what I'm saying, Yoshida. That's pretty much the main 3 names that you're accustomed to. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did a lot, bro. He did a lot, and especially over the Kingdom Hearts stuff, my favorite game series. How I really kind of took that next step up into enjoying gaming as more than just kind of like a regular pastime that I wasn't really conscious of. Something that I'm actively supporting and loving and, again, giving my energy to in terms of content creation to this day. That game was a big part of it, and in part, Hashimoto was such a big part of that coming into my life. So shout outs to Hashimoto. This guy is an actual GOAT. Yeah, man, wish him all the best for what's next, man, for real.
Absolutely.
All right, on to the last story of the warm-up. So the Universal Studios Hollywood Twitter went active this week to announce that Super Nintendo World is officially set to open its doors in early 2023 in California. So after the first Super Nintendo World opened in Japan in 2021, the popular franchise is making its way to the States with restaurants, interactive areas, and a first ride entitled Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. So, I mean, thoughts on all this, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Mario World actually picking up steam. They're actually showing up.
That's pretty hype. I still want to go to the one in Japan, but that's still pretty hype. I'm not a big fan of amusement parks almost at all. I kind of hate them, but the reason I hate them is not because of what they are. It's mostly because everybody goes to them and ain't nobody trying to stand in line for 4 hours. I did it once. Not a big fan of it. And it's kind of annoying. But will I end up going? Probably. It's like, why wouldn't I? I love like, this is literally a video game. It's a video game amusement park. We have never been to one. They don't have them. And this is the first one. I gotta go at least once. Will I hate it? Probably. I'm gonna complain a lot. I'm gonna be hot because it's California, and I'll do a vlog about it, and it's gonna be super negative. But I promise you, I'm probably gonna have a blast. Like the whole vlog, gonna be like, I stood in line for like 6-7 hours, but on the ride, I'm gonna be having the time of my life.
Nah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, man. And I'm actually a pretty avid enjoyer of music. I haven't been to amusement parks in a while because I mean, I live in the area amongst a bunch of fucking amusement parks. And I've overstayed my welcome at some point. Like I've done everything in them bitches, so it's whatever. But I think this is dope, bro. The one in Orlando got delayed to 2025, I believe, according to reports. So it's gonna be a little bit of the way until this side gets them on the East Coast, but on the West Coast, I mean, it looks dope, bro. Japan's already set up. They said they're gonna add another Donkey Kong area, so it's like I guess they're just following in the same footsteps as the Japan thing. It's fire, bro. Finally seeing that big, crossover games and amusement parks and, major attractions and shit like that in the United States is fire. I like it. I like it personally. And just a tip, you know what I'm saying? Listen, you just got to beat the rush and go there mad early, bro.
Yeah, you do.
Somebody who's been in this game for some time now, you just go in there literally like 7:30 and you walk in and nobody's there. Like it's like desolate. It's like you see like 5-6 people per like square foot. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's mad empty. You could just do whatever and be out by like 1 o'clock. I promise. I've done this multiple times. It saved my ass on a multitude of occasions.
You got to go on like a Tuesday too. You can't. It's like
weekends. You got to go on an off day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fact. Yeah. Nah. Because everybody and their mama come out, bro. And the lines are double long. You don't see. You know what I'm saying? Like toddlers that are 4'5" go on the large roller coasters. Like who even needed y'all in line? You didn't even make the requirements. That's a whole nother thing. But shout outs to this, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's ever gonna get. It'll definitely be behind the Japan versions and Japan theme parks because they have like Anime Land. They have all the Attack on Titan dope shit. But I hope we can get more of that in the States. I hope that can come more this way.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, man. All right. I'm stressed out. I'm good. I'm loose. Let's get to it, man. Main stories of this week. Oh my gosh. Let's start off with this. Over the past few days, we got the first pieces of gameplay from IGN for the upcoming Sonic Frontiers, an open world return for the franchise. So first, we got an exploration trailer and a look at some of the combat for the game in another trailer, and it's coming in with a bit of mixed reception, I'll be honest. But me and Wen had a chance to look at it, sit down, process all this stuff. How are you feeling about everything that we've seen so far from Sonic Frontiers, Wen?
So I don't want to be a hater. Like I really don't want to be a hater. I'm not gonna say the word "but" because that means that I will be a hater. I don't want to be a hater. But it's not looking too crazy, and I don't think it's like because the game isn't. I think the game isn't ready yet. Like it's not done. It's just literally a first look. I don't think that the game is done. It doesn't look polished, but it also like. The way Sonic's hands kind of just don't move when he runs was kind of bugging me a little bit, and it just looked a little wonky. Again, I think this game could be super gas because I feel like 3D Sonic has always needed kind of an open world to really flourish in. Exploration with super speed sounds like a fun time. Mm-hmm. So I don't hate this, and I think that it could be really good. I just think that maybe don't show it so soon. Right now, like maybe wait a little bit because it's not like people wait for Sonic and be like, this is gonna be a good game. It has a reputation of not being good, and that's what sucks. But Like, I think it can be good. I don't like, again, I think it's way too early to say that it's bad. But you're not helping your case by showing it off when it's not ready, you know?
Mhm.
Especially when like the last game you put out was Sonic Forces, which people literally thought it was garbage.
Mm.
And like but then you have gems like Sonic Mania and Sonic Generation that are like, whoa, these games are super heat. Why aren't we doing more of this? You know, this
Mhm.
could be one of those good Sonic games, but man, do I wish they would have held off on that trailer.
Yeah, listen, here's my thing. I know the I know the track record, and we all know the track record of Sonic, man.
We
So
know.
I was coming into the trailers looking at, I guess I was looking at it from a standpoint of, listen, this is probably gonna be like early build. It's probably gonna be just like, again, purely first build before they polish anything, before they finish all, like, you know, maybe last minute design choices, you know what I'm saying, in terms of the like the level building and certain things like that. I'm looking at the potential in what I see. I'm not necessarily looking at everything. Now, I'm a, of course, you know what I'm saying, lay it down straight and be truthful. It looks a little bit rough right now, but I think it's because it's an early build, and I feel like it's because things aren't fully solidified yet for Sonic. I'm not. Do we have a release date from it? We don't even have a no release date. You
I
know what I'm
don't think
saying?
so.
Like, we just have that little review roll out. You know what I'm saying? That first look and stuff like that, because I guess they want to really be on the you know the internet's good side when it comes to stuff and try and be transparent and just at least show their face every now and again, which is cool. Do your thing. But I think that the initial look of it has the potential to be something great in there. Right now, the first look was rough. I'll tell you that. It was rough. It was. It looked a little bit stale. Sonic's character model looked a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It looked like a Flash player game and stuff like that. It didn't look as smooth as it could have been. The world looked a little bit, it's too spacious, a little bit
Empty.
empty.
It looked
A
empty.
little bit empty. It looked empty. It looked empty. It looked empty. And then just some of the things looked a little bit, I guess, off touch. Off touch. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't fully there yet. But I feel like it's them just kind of showing, hey, listen, this is like a stable portion of a build that we got so far. Like this is like probably us like a few months ago. We just had this ready for IGN, blah, blah, blah. But I'm looking at the potential in it. You know what I'm saying? I feel that if they filled up with the right things, open world is very viable. You know what I'm saying? Open world is definitely their choice. It's definitely what they're going to be going with. I think that it does. They just need to fill it up with more things. Like somebody said it in some comment section, they was like, "Hey, yo, listen, just fill it up with like all the different pipes and all the different things that Sonic uses to traverse, bro. Like, and it's little smaller POIs and more clusters of enemies in between." And I feel like that again is for probably optimization and stability. Why they didn't have it in that version, but I feel like that's going to be an easy fix where they just add more things to help him kind of again optimize on his speed. You can't have a slow Sonic where you just kind of like, you know, perusing around the map and stuff like that. You want to have a fast as hell Sonic, get to these different POIs as fast as possible, and then combat these enemies. Now,
Yeah.
to speak on the combat portion of it, just correct me if I'm wrong. This is the first time he's not using no damn homing target thing. You know what I'm saying? Or at all, bruh. It's the first time I think I've ever seen that outside of maybe like fighters or something like that. But I think the combat basis and the potential of it looks good. It looks
Yeah.
good. One thing I will say about it though, before I get into more of the positives, is just that circle thingy. Like I guess the circle attack that was, you know, kind of like your basis to kind of launch people and do certain things like that. Maybe it could be a little bit faster. I'm not sure what's the button input for it, but maybe something about it needs to be a little bit more sharper. I just don't. I don't know. For some of the enemies, like, okay, you got to do that same thing like 18 million times. And I was like, okay, maybe there might be another way to engage besides just that. If that's like the only setup to kind of unlock some enemies and like, you know, get them hurt and kill them, I think there might need to be some more mechanics in there that support it. Now, I would say this is a good, you know, solid base, but if that's the only thing to kind of combat certain things outside of like, you know, the homing missile, I would like them to add more. But again, he's throwing air cutters. He's doing like mad punches and kicks. Like, yo, Sonic's actually fighting. I think that's a really good basis to start an open world game like that. Like actual Sonic combat. He's literally fighting. There was a section of it. Let me actually look at the video. There was Dash. He was just doing a whole like 20 combo with just straight air, like air strikes, like cut air. I was like, yo, that's dope. That's actually mad fire. And I really hope that if they're rocking with this like kind of like RPG open world aspect, you can build on more of these combos and build on these attacks as you go forward. Hold up. Oh, shit. We... Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's like the easiest way to design. Okay, you're back.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm back. Yeah, okay,
all
we're
right.
good. What was the last thing I said?
You were talking about doing air combos.
Yeah. So, like with the air combo stuff, I'm just like, there's so much room for it, and if you can build on top of the open world, the RPG elements of, you know, again, like creating combos and creating certain things that you can add to, you know what I'm saying? With I guess you have certain points or use your coins or rings, you know what I'm saying? Or use your rings to kind of, again, you unlock new attacks, you unlock a bunch of new stuff, you have all this stuff, ready to go. I feel like that creates a lot more variety in it. I feel like that might be what they're going for. You know what I'm saying? But in this build and what we saw, I think the potential is there, but it just looked a little bit rough with just, the spare enemies in kind of the empty world. It's not the best look, but I can see the potential in it. If that's what, that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. Of course, people gonna rag on it. Motherfuckers gonna do that stuff, but at least they're showing you at least a basis. And from there, I can see what they're trying to achieve. And from that, I think it could be a really, really good game. It's got to focus on optimizing the space so it runs good, making sure he has enough room to be fast and actually traverse the land as fast as possible because he's a fucking fast hedgehog. Like, let's kind of stick to the bases here and make sure those attacks look and feel good. And there's a lot of variety in them, because if you're just kind of just going around that one boss doing circles over and over and over again, it can get repetitive. And if you're doing that for every boss, that's double bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's got to be enough variety in the combat. If you're actually trying to build on this, I need more. I need more of what you're doing. And again, from what I got, this is really, really early stages. There's going to be way more on this stuff. And I feel like it's going to come good. A lot of people hating on this shit. I feel like it's going to actually be a decent game when it drops. Like, it's going to have stuff chuck full. And motherfuckers hating on it, they might delete them tweets. They might delete them tweets real quick. Like, hey, yo, listen, I didn't say shit, bro. I knew it was going to be a good game, bro. Like,
like we say on this podcast all the time, we never want a game to be bad. Nobody succeeds when a game is bad. So I also agree with you. Even from a like objective view, from somebody who like just objectively, I just think it's too early. I think it's too early to tell what's going to happen, So I'm going to hold out hope. I think it's going to be a pretty good game, and we'll see the closer we get.
Yeah, man, listen, I actually have hope for this game. I want it to actually be good. I'm not no Sonic fan, but I still want it to be a good game, man. Sonic is actually one of those, like, the streets will never forget types of series, bro, and types of franchises. Like, and if you're good, everybody wins. Everybody wins, because I feel like deep down, that's one of those staples that, again, people want that type of Sonic 06 adventure type shit. People want that. Also, another point, music. Please give me some dope ass music. I know y'all gotta hold it because y'all not sure yet. You know what I'm saying? It's not all there yet, but give me some bangers and we gonna be golden. That's all I gotta say on that though. All right. Let's slide forward before my internet tries to come put me in a chokehold again. According to some tweets from prominent creator JD Witherspoon, YouTube is seemingly stripping YouTube partnership for channels that fall below certain eligibility criteria for a certain period without new content, which is approximately 6 months. So YouTube suggested that they should reapply when they are ready to push content again and meet those eligibility requirements. However, it seems to apply to mainly smaller channels that aren't bringing much revenue. So, I mean, this is pretty dicey. YouTube did go in the comments and seem to confirm that this is actually a thing and it's going to be continually happening. So how do you feel about this one, Wen?
It's kind of whack because, like, for example, I thought about making like a smaller YouTube channel for just very specific things, like transferring. Let's say I made a YouTube channel and the entire purpose of the channel is to become going from Twitch to going to YouTube. Let's say I wanted to make a channel literally just around that topic, and at some point in my lifespan, I finished. Like, I just give all the tips that I possibly can. I'm not looking into any more. Like, I've given you all the tools that you need. And I decided to leave that channel up so that people who need it eventually will come and watch it and like get the tips and the tools or whatever. After 6 months, will I just stop making money from, because the content is still good. It's not that the content isn't timeless. It's good content, but I haven't updated in a while. How would that affect me as a person? Now, of course, this is very hypotheticals. And hypotheticals are really only worth the conversation at points. So like I would love to see smaller channels who this has happened to, where they're just like, listen, I had surgery and I was out of making content for a long time, and now I'm able to do the content thing again. But I lost the money that I was making because now I have to reapply to get partner, because partnership isn't easy. To get partnership, you need 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. Now I'm sure that they're not going to make you get another 1,000 subscribers. I really hope they don't, but 4,000 watch hours isn't something easy to get to. I've put out a couple bangers in my day, but even me, I haven't even hit 1K watch hours, and I've been doing this since last September. So it's it's dicey. I'm not a big fan of it because I really don't see the harm in it. If people are still watching it and engaging with the content, I don't see why you can't just keep paying these people, because
Mm.
they are bringing eyes to your channel. But I also kind of understand where they're like, we're just trying to like weed out the people who just aren't on the platform anymore. And I understand that. Maybe having some kind of check in, like, hey, you haven't posted in a while. Are you still, do you want us to deactivate or demonetize the YouTube because we know you haven't posted or said anything or done whatever? So it's a
Mm.
dicey situation. I want to see how this unfolds and how other creators talk about it, because I'm very new to the platform still, but I don't think that this is a step in the right direction.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't have too much to really comment on the situation other than, yeah, it sucks for, the main creators, like, who are going to be affected by this, which is like smaller creators, people who might go through some crises, who aren't too far up on the totem pole, who aren't making like, uh like crazy ass YouTube money, like 1 million every video, like a sideman or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, this is for a lot of people who just going through some shit and just dropping them off after a certain period. Like, I mean, 6 months is a lot of time, of course, but like, just dropping them off like outside of that program, like, and then they have to kind of just they can basically restart their whole push to get back up there again. Who knows where their just audience basis is at, what the state of their, their viewership is. A lot of variables and unknowns to take into account. But yeah, I think a good, at least, mitigation tactic for some of the impact of this would definitely be to have like 2 month, 4 month final warnings before, hey, yo, listen, we're gonna remove you if you haven't posted in a while. Like, hey, we just per certain policy, we gotta like let you know. I think that would be a good change, going forward. Just give us a reminder. Life happens. Shit happens
Yeah.
like literally every day. So uh I guess from a business standpoint, they're trying to save some money here, not pay as much people, whatever. Like, y'all gonna run how y'all run, but at least give people notification before they keep going, to at least put something up there and keep rolling, because for a lot of people it might not be the craziest money in the world, but some money that they bring in, some revenue that they pull from YouTube, is still beneficial to their life, and without it, it could change some things in their situation, their life setup. So they need those warnings ahead of time, man. Some people are forgetful, you know what I'm saying? Some people don't want to be dealing with some YouTube shit if they got real life shit going on. So a reminder at certain intervals would be nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. For real. I was about to say, all right. Moving forward, man. Ah, gosh. Oh, man. These bum ass niggas. Anyways, let's get into it, man. So this week, as Obi-Wan the series continues to roll on and have some great episodes, especially this last one. It was good. So good. The mouth breathers and Neanderthals of the Star Wars fan base have come out to bash Moses Ingram, aka Reva, from the show, aka the Black Inquisitor, if you guys have not seen the show at all. Apparently they've been sending her hundreds of racist messages on Instagram, and the kicker for some of this bullshit is that people have been trying to defend the bashing by saying, oh, we supported other black characters in the Star Wars universe, and they had this picture with the other 4 black characters and stuff like that, and they put John Boyega in there, and I was like, didn't y'all give him the most like vitriol and hatred like of all time out of anybody in Hollywood in that period, just for
Yeah.
being in the movie, like, at all? And just to add some extra context to this situation, Obi-Wan star Ewan McGregor came out to condemn the losers bashing Moses by saying that if you're sending her bullying messaging, you're no Star Wars fan in my mind. So, I mean, let's talk about it real quick. Like, we might have to do a tier list for like the worst fan bases of all time, because there's oh, that's a video idea also. Nobody take that shit. Go ahead, Win.
I honestly, so I've been a Star Wars fan for a minute. I never talk about it though. Like, you don't ever see me talk about Star Wars. very much. I do here and there, like sometimes I'll let it slip that I'm a fan. And the reason I don't anymore isn't because I don't like the movies, isn't because I don't like the franchises, isn't because I don't like the lore. I love Star Wars, but I don't talk about Star Wars because I think that this community deserves nothing. I think that all of the Star Wars stuff to just get wiped from existence because I genuinely feel like that's what a lot of people just want. Nobody's fucking happy whenever you see these big ass fandoms
Mm,
and anything. Like they just it's always hate. Every time there's a new Star Wars anything, it is literally hate. The only time I've ever seen really good, positive Star Wars reactions was when The Mandalorian dropped, and that was
mm,
after all the hate from Episode 9. The
mhm,
Mandalorian is a character that literally you don't see his entire face whatsoever. It's literally basically Star Wars without anybody but like a few white people here and there. You know what I'm saying? Like
mhm,
it was very much that was the only time I've ever seen people actually like not bash it. And I'm pretty sure if I look, they bashed it at some point. There is some kind of bashing. This fandom is disgusting. I've said it for years, and this is why I don't talk too much about Star Wars. Is because every time I think about all the cool shit that I like about Star Wars, like I'm literally playing The Last Jedi now, and I'm having a
mhm,
blast. It's such a cool game, and but like I don't even like posting about it because I just hate engaging with the fandom because they're so disgusting. Like when I saw all the stuff that happened to John Boyega, when I saw all the stuff that
mhm,
happened to, oh my god, I can't remember her name, but she played Rose in the last trilogy. When I see all the negative stuff that happened to these people who are just like genuinely good people. You can even see like John Boyega towards the end of his career, he was like super like antagonistic. I don't want to say antagonistic, but like, he
mhm,
fought against everything these people were trying to put on him. Like every time
mhm,
that anybody said anything about racism or whatever, he was always like, "You guys are mad because I'm black and I'm in Star Wars." And he's right because that all he did as soon as his face showed up on that first trailer, it was nonstop beratement. And the fact that like this is normal for this fandom is extremely disgusting. I hate it. I
mhm,
hate it with a passion. That's why I don't even like talking about Star Wars almost in general because motherfuckers are so whack, bro. Like you took something
mhm,
that was super cool and turned it into something that's so ass because you
mhm.
guys just can't not be fucking dicks.
Facts. Where do I begin?
Mm.
I am a supporter of the Star Wars franchise, but not the fan base. All you
1000%.
motherfuckers are weirdos, bro. All like a lot, like the overwhelming majority of y'all are weirdos. And in specific, all y'all kind of going to bats, running your mouths on Twitter and stuff like that, bashing these people, bashing these actors. I'm like, yo, like it just seems to be like this like what is it? It's not. I mean, it is privilege, but just oh my gosh, what is the word's escaping me? But they just think they have everything all like they know everything that's gonna happen in their head, and if it deviates from their depiction of what might happen in their head, they think it's the worst thing ever. Blah blah blah. This that and the third. This like it's a privilege. Yeah, it's the level of privilege and just spoiledness of some Star Wars fans. Like, oh yeah, they think it's gonna go this way. And if it's not, they're
They're
gonna hate it
entitled.
immediately. Entitlement. Thank you so much. The word was escaping me. The entitlement of some people to think, oh yeah, if that deviates from this, then it's not good. Blah blah blah. And they have no actual basis for maybe thinking a character was certainly weaker or whatever. Blah blah blah. On top of the absolute piles and piles of degenerates, losers, mouth breathers, knuckle draggers, fools, Neanderthals, and bums that populate this fan base, bro. Y'all are losers, bro. I just want to say this, bro. Why would you go into somebody's random message? You don't even know this person. You just seen her act on TV and then send her racist comments and stuff like that. Like,
They
bro,
don't even need to see her act. They don't even need to see her
you
because they didn't
you
even see
didn't even
John
need
Boyega
to.
act.
I bet money she was going in before she was getting that stuff before she even started the role. And
Yeah.
I'm if I'm not mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong somewhere, reading it, listen to this in post or whatever. I feel like Star Wars, like execs and backroom staff, they're like, yo, listen, please expect some of this bullshit,
Yeah.
which is
They
fucked
said
up.
that to her.
It's so, they said, yo, expect that bullshit. It's tough, but that's such a reality with this fan base. Like, yo, they're just going to meet you with racist stuff because they're a terrible group of people. Like a lot of I will say the majority. There are some people that are rational. They're calm, cool-headed people. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? This doesn't concern them. This concerns all the losers that are so vehemently supporting this, and at the same time, the bullshit that they have in their own lives. They spew it at people. They spew it at people, especially at people of color, especially black people, especially black women. And in this case, it's all just doubled down. And I'm so happy that that's what I'm saying, that your Lord and Savior Obi-Wan came out to say, you're not even a fan for this. I'm so glad. I hope that hurt some of y'all niggas. I really did. I really do, honestly, bro. I like it's just a pure entitlement. And I'm just like, bro, that has no place. That has no place anywhere, first and foremost. And two, some of y'all really don't be liking them, but then they be doing the same shit as other characters. Okay. Somebody that's, you know what I'm saying, that's a little bit hasty. Somebody that don't want to listen to their superiors. Somebody that, you know what I'm saying, that's real, like handy with the lightsaber and might get a little bit destructive. Who does that sound like, bro? That sounds literally like Anakin, bro. That sounds like the same literal characteristics that this man was going through when he was getting turned to the dark side. Like, he's having the same, she's going through the same stuff that he is. I'm just saying. And let's keep it a buck. I'm not going to spoil the show or anything like that. But if you're working under Darth Vader, and people are asking for something, I think you might want to do it hastily too and put everything on the line to get the job done, or else you're going to have to deal with him. And if you deal with him, you're not going to make it. So I think there's probably a reason why certain actions and certain emotional decisions are made in the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy, bro.
It's nuts because, like, I think about it, like, I like, and not to be like quote unquote political or anything like that, but like there are people right now who are angry about a fictional character in a fictional series in a world that's completely made up, who are like want to do physical harm to an actor portraying this character, and that same person gets the same amount of like rights and voice in shit like government and stuff like that. Like on a day, like I have to live in a society with these people and treat them like my peers, like my equals. Like, you guys are disgusting. I hope that you guys never find peace if your favorite pastime is DMing people and threatening their lives because of a movie franchise you liked as a kid. I'm gonna keep it a stack with everybody. I like the Star Wars movies. They're not fucking cinematic masterpieces by any stretch of the imaginations. These are movies that were made for kids and like in that teen era, and they will never go past being for teenagers. Like, it's a movie, it's a franchise meant for the family. Y'all need to grow the fuck up.
If y'all have not seen the little segment interview with Freddie Prinze Jr., I need y'all to go watch this, bro. That is one of my favorite videos, and my friend showed it to me years ago, and I was like, bro, one, it opened our eyes to like just the general plot of the story, and two is like it doubled down, like, yo, a lot of y'all are just weirdos, bro. A lot of y'all are weirdos. He put it down so well, bro. He put it down so well, and he was echoing the same things that you're saying. Listen, in the 70s, it was made for kids. The prequel trilogy, episode 1, 2, and 3, 4 kids. The next series, 4 kids. This series, 4 kids. The Mandalorian, 4 kids. Book of Boba Fett, it's 4 kids, y'all. Y'all are 40, 45-year-old grown-ass men storming somebody's comment section just because you don't like her performance. And probably because of the fact that you're just a racist piece of shit. But that's also beside the point. Like, it's just like the basics of like, yo, this is not meant for you. You're not the target audience first and foremost. And the fact that you have so much pent-up aggression over the fact that, you know, certain things are the way that they are, it's crazy to me, bruh. And I'm just like, yo, bruh, do you really think in a universe, in a fictional universe with thousands and thousands and thousands upon millions of different species, you wouldn't think that maybe one black person would be some force sensitive that's actually had a prominent role? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are they talking about, bruh? Like, it's crazy, bro. And I feel like just because, again, she's a black woman, throughout the show, certain things that she does, they just amp all their frustrations up to like a 10 just because she does certain things, or, oh, how was she able to do this thing so quickly, blah, blah, blah. But if you actually paid attention to the show, she literally tells you, or it's probably not even that hard to figure out in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just some things that are so amplified just because of the fact that she's a black woman. It shouldn't stand, bro. Closing statement for me. Y'all are weirdos, bro. Star Wars fan base, like at least a solid 60% of y'all are weird, bro. Y'all need counseling, y'all need help, y'all need Jesus, and y'all need to go drink water and clear your grimy ass faces because y'all disgusting.
Yeah, my closing statements will be, if you are the age of 25 and you are still arguing with people about Star Wars, write something or shut the fuck up. Like, that's just how I feel. I have my issues with Star Wars franchise. So I sat down and I tried to write my own sci-fi story. It's not done. I'm working on it. Like, I'm not saying I quit. But I realized how hard it is. And I was like, you know what? Let me shut the fuck up and let them do their work. Because at the end of the day, I didn't create this franchise. George Lucas did. And you know what? He still has say in a lot of shit. And the people that have say in this entire franchise are people that he said, you need to have say in this. So at the end of the day, if you don't like it, guess what, buddy? Just because you bought a bunch of little action figures in the 80s, nobody gives a fuck. We moved on. Move on.
I'm sorry. Comment of the day, bro. Shout out to Jay. I think I saw a lightsaber when the Capitol was being stormed. That's great. Y'all some losers, man. Go touch some grass, please. For the good of everything that is just pure in the world, man. Gosh, that's some grass. Anyways, getting off of that stupid news. Moving forward. Pokemon pulled up on all of us this week, y'all. If you didn't, you know what I'm saying? If it was just outside your mind, if you forgot a little bit, they dropped a new trailer for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, man. Seeming to have a past and present theme. The trailer showed off new views of the pure open world that allows you to experience the game in a non-linear fashion. The new professors Sato and Turo. I was about to say, I didn't even peep the future and past little theme right there for Sato and Futuro. Okay, I see you right there, Pokemon. I see him doing it. They got the new starters, Lechonk. Shout out to Lechonk, he's a beast. And new legendaries Koraidon and Miraidon. New customization options, including solid hairstyles for black folks. Oh, finally. And the news of 4-player co-op making a full inclusion into the game. Now it's set to drop November 18th of this year. And Scarlet Violet, they might be cooking, bro. They might be cooking, man. So, I mean, thoughts on everything, man. What's going on?
First things first, it drops on the 18th. My birthday is the 15th. The Wotaku Kofi is open, just letting y'all know. But right. Besides the point,
donations.
Gifts. I appreciate. Well, I literally want to say I appreciate you guys for all the gifts. Nobody said anything.
Hey, listen, Sister Avanti, you didn't have to make it 20. Next time, make it 40. You know what I'm saying? In the Nintendo eShop. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to give it, but you did. But next time, double it. You know what I mean?
My favorite, but it was a pretty sick trailer. I enjoyed. It's funny because people were giving Violet a lot of shit for their design on the legendary. Hey, I think it looks fine. But the game looks sick. I might actually, I say this every year when a Pokemon game comes out. I'm like, man, I'm not going to buy it. I usually end up buying them. But I didn't buy, the one I didn't buy was Arceus. And apparently that was the one I should have bought. Because everybody was like, dude, it's the best Pokemon game. I bought Shining Pearl because I was just like, Pokemon or whatever. I am definitely probably going to cop this. I'm definitely probably going to cop this. And I think it's going to be a sick game. 4-player co-op in a Pokemon game is nuts. I wonder how it's going to play out. I wonder if you get in a battle, will I just be able to walk around while you're battling? Because I think that would be fine. I don't want to have to watch you battle things if we're all together. But I also would just like to see how it works in the grand scheme of things. I want to see the kind of things you can do with your friends in there. And honestly, I think it's going to be a pretty sick game. It looks dope. The professors definitely look way too hot to be in a kid's game. I don't understand why.
That doesn't make any sense, bro. I'm like, yo, who's behind this? Who did this?
Why is the professor's jawline so strong?
Facts, yo. Confused. They was like, yo, he a Giga Chad for real. I was like, yo, that don't make no sense. It's actually insane.
But it looks cool. The Pokemon look cool. I'm excited. I'm actually excited for a Pokemon game, which is funny because I usually the excitement doesn't really hit me until November, and then if I have the money, I'm like, sure, I'll cop a Pokemon game. But this time, I'm actually I'm looking out for this. I'm excited for this.
Very, very, very much so. In my general reaction, as for me, I don't have a Switch at the moment. I usually, allegedly, borrow something from my brother every now and again. But I'm buying a Switch before this game comes out. There's been certain things that I've been pushing. I know I did. But things came up, damn it. Things came up. And I have a Switch I can acquire still, all right? So let's relax here. Let's relax. But hey, listen. I just want to say 100% though. If I wasn't getting a Switch before, I'm getting it before the end of the year to play this game, 100%. I've been out the Pokemon loop for a little bit. I have not played the past few just because, of course, I did not have one. And I wasn't really too interested in jumping back into Pokemon so soon, to be honest. I wasn't too keen on doing the whole format again. I was like, okay, just look at it from here and there from a distance. Oh, that looks cool. This looks cool. But the fact that not even the Pokemon, not even that, just majority for the 4-player co-op experience. Like, I have been waiting for something like this to drop into the game fully for a long time. Now, I'm pretty sure somebody did tell me it was in like the Let's Go series. Like, it was like 2-player stuff and to a certain extent. And that's dope. But now it's in like a giant, a big, again, a big Pokemon experience. And the game is not linear, pure open world. That opens up so much more lines of possibility. So what happens if you like go to a gym? Do certain gyms are leveled up in certain ways? Like, oh, did I come to a gym that's too high? Do I need to change, or will they adapt to your level? Will they have squads or things for your level? Again, just flat out, the 4-player co-op is gonna be fire. I don't know if we can take on gyms like 2v1 or double it up. You can pull up on people wherever in the world and just do your thing. Also, another question: would the open world be just kind of relegated to the area that each of y'all are in, like a certain zone? Or is it purely open world exploration? Like, if we're both in one session, if say all 4 of us are in one session, like me, you, Cray, Negus, or whatever, we're all in one session, right? Can we all go wherever we want, and then we can just meet or pull up on certain people at certain times? Like, oh, if I can see you on the map, like you're in you're in a certain town over here, and I pull up on you, and I want to battle you or whatever. Can I do that, or is it just, oh, I can get summoned and we're all kind of in this certain area? Is it relegated to one certain zone? That's a question that needs to be answered. But for now, I'm just gonna kind of leave that up to interpretation. But the look of it, 4-player co-op is fantastic. Customization options, and I'm gonna throw it back to you in a second for this. This looks so good, especially for the black hairstyles that we saw in the trailer. That looks fantastic. Fantastic. Finally, we're seeing some major headway being done with, again, just the work on it, man. It looks dope. It looks dope. And I can't wait to get in there, bro, and really, hone down and customize my character to get it. It's just perfect. Just perfect, man. But I'm gonna throw it back to you, man. How you feel about the hairstyle stuff?
The hairstyle is sick. I love the representation. We love a good customization in any game where you're making a character. It's great to see that going from like just adding whatever name you want to now being able to actually create your own character, and how long we've come in the Pokemon franchise. I think it's awesome. I'm excited to see all the stuff because they showed off some stuff, but it's not everything, because we know that there's always going to be extra cosmetics, extra things you can unlock, or extra things you can buy. So I'm excited to see what else is in store. The customization is going to be sick. Honestly, it just looks like a great big upgrade from what we've had so far, and it just looks up. Like I don't see this game being bad.
I agree 100%, man. I am very, very interested, and also I'm pretty sure it's gonna be compatible between versions. So it's like, oh, people from the past version, they'll have certain, they'll have certain, features of their map and stuff that are different. It'll probably be the same towns, but the looks might be different depending on whose game you jump in or who hosts it, or they'll figure it out in time, whatever the semantics. But also, shout outs to all the new Pokemon that we saw. Lechonk is clearly my favorite. Shout out to Lechonk. He is great. He is fantastic. Any new Pokemon stand out to you?
Honestly, just the legendaries just look super sick. Like, I've actually, this is like the first set of legendaries that I was actually excited to be able to catch, because Scarlet legendary looks nuts, but I'm probably gonna end up buying Violet just because I feel like everybody wants to get Scarlet. But the legendaries look super dope.
They're dead ass motorcycles, bro. They're dead ass motorcycles. I was like, yo, wait, what? It's kind of wild, bro. But like, yo, they're straight up.
They look cool,
They're straight up bikes, bro. It is crazy. I don't know, man. A lot of this stuff looks really, really, really good, and I feel like finally we're seeing, after Arceus, Pokemon's continuing to take that step forward in how I think personally Pokemon presentation should be in the modern era in 2022 and going into 2023. Like, this is a really, really good step. I'm loving it so far, and I'm excited.
No, I am too. I can't wait for this game.
100%, 100. But yeah, shout outs to the professors, bro. Hold on one time. Like, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? What y'all got? You know what I'm saying? On what y'all filming in that Pokemon Center? Like? Real quick, yeah. What you trying to start, bro? I'm not even looking at them 3, bro. I'm trying to start something with you. What's popping? Hold on, Sato. Hold up. Like, hey, yo, bro. That's crazy. I'm gonna be on that first starting screen for a little while trying to figure out my name. I said my name is
my name is whatever you wanted to be, baby.
Facts. All right, man. Moving on to the main event of today and the main event of the week, rather. We had the PlayStation State of Play for 2022 all yesterday for about 30 minutes from 6 p.m. blah blah blah, all that time slot stuff. We had some reveals, man, about 30 minutes worth of some stuff through there. I wanted to kind of split it up first. We'll go through, I guess, order of prioritization. So we'll start with, some of the smaller releases, and we'll work our way up to the top of the list. So let's begin with some quick ones here. We got Tunic, the PlayStation. Of course, Tunic was Xbox and PC exclusive, and now it's getting moved over to the PS4 and PS5 on September 27th of this year. How you feel about that?
Cool. Great game. I played it. Awesome. PlayStation fans, if you're a fan of indies, I highly recommend.
Yeah, that's one I need to touch. I need to get to this year, bro. I'm definitely gonna get, what I'm saying, get a playthrough on that and finish it, because this game of the year list is gonna be kind of extensive, or at least top games of the year. It's gonna be pretty extensive. Cool. And then we next one up, we got Season Letter to the Future. So we got a first look at Season. It looks like an interesting like mystery / exploration game. You're meeting different people, you're kind of recording stuff, you're taking pictures, and like the environment opens up. Looks really, really beautiful, by the way. A lot of, I guess, like PS5 sensor haptic stuff involved. Dropping fall 2022 for the PS4 and 5. How did you feel about this one?
I'm actually excited for that. If I get a PS5, I'm definitely copping. It looks interesting. It kind of reminds me of like Road 98, I think is what it's called. Road 96. It was an indie game that I played a little while back. Really, really great concept of like, I'm assuming in the game you want to go and visit as many people before the season ends, or like you'll visit these people again after it ends and see what happens and what this world is like. Very excited. It looks like a really chill vibe. It looks like it's gonna be a crazy story.
Yeah, and again, just the aesthetics look really, really dope, man. Go Black Boy, go. We see you, King. Do your thing. Get them stories, dog. Yeah. Next up on the plate for the State of Play, we had some PSVR 2 stuff, like a whole bunch of stuff. So just to go down the list, we had Resident Evil Village that's coming out on an unreleased date. It's looking actually really, really sharp for VR stuff. The second one was Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution, stepping into the shoes of the tourist from the first game in a new campaign with new maps, tools, and challenges as you fight an organized faction across New Orleans coming in 2022. No Man's Sky, rebuilt from the ground up for PSVR 2 with no timetable for release, and Horizon Call of the Mountain, which is a take on Horizon from a new character standpoint, Ryaz, a former Shadow Carja warrior looking for redemption with some really cool views now in development, no timetable for release. How do you feel about these VR stuff when?
Resident Evil Village looks really good. I kind of wish Resident Evil Village came out sooner. Like I wish it was. I just feel like Village has been out for a minute. And I think if it would have dropped like, let's say 6 months or so after the original game, it would have been crazy. Or even alongside the game, but still looks really good. Looks really fun actually. Walking Dead, sure. Not a huge fan of the Walking Dead franchise games, especially ones that I never really heard of like that. So we'll see about that one, but it does look interesting. No Man's Skies, always gas. Very excited that it's getting VR. Like that franchise is awesome.
They're dropping so much shit. They're dropping so much stuff.
VR No Man's Skies might have to be a cop. Like if I end up getting a VR headset, it definitely might have to get played because it looks really dope. Let's see what else. And lastly, Horizon. It looks good. I'm just not a huge Horizon fan. I feel like with VR games, you're not necessarily buying them because the games are gonna be super crazy. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that this game is extensive, but I feel like the main appeal of VR is being in these worlds that you're already aware of. And because I'm not a huge Horizon fan, I'm not super excited for it, but it does look good. I will not say that it looks bad. It looks really good for a VR game. And I'm excited to see if like this character crosses over with the future Horizon games.
Yeah. It just might.
And you never know. You never know.
Never know. All right. Sliding forward, we can slow down just a little bit. From Studio Psy, Eternites is some sort of like, it's like a dating action sim, or dating sim / action game in a post-apocalyptic world where life is basically survival, scavenging, and finding the right spot for a night date. So we have some dungeon exploration, some really dope visuals, man, animated cutscenes. We had some like traversal on a bike and a sword. Like it looked really, really dope, actually. it seems like a really interesting blend of genre, and I'm interested to see how it pans out. To be honest, man, how you felt about Eternites?
Um, I wonder if Eternites is gonna be safe to stream. That's like was my
Bro,
biggest concern. I
low
was like,
key, low
yo,
key, low key,
I was just
low
like, yo,
key.
PlayStation. Let's all right, cool, interesting. It definitely. I'm not knocking it. I definitely would be interested in playing it. It seems very interesting, and it's honestly, I've never seen somebody like promote a dating sim. Like most
Bro,
games
like
have
this
dating sim.
heavily.
Yeah, like I've seen dating sim integrated into things like Persona. You can like date people,
Mhm.
or you can like build relationships with people. But I never seen a
That's
dating
not the main
sim
crux.
action
Yeah, that's not
RPG.
like,
Yeah, it's I never seen like them actually announce like dating sim blah blah blah. Like so I'm actually excited. I want to see what this game is because if they're pushing it, I think it's probably gonna be some heat. So I wanna say that this is might be gas. Might have to cop up even with like my own money.
yeah, that is actually insane. That his actual power comes from his right hand. That's a pause.
Yeah,
That's low.
that is
That's a
kind of nuts.
pause.
That is kind of
That's
nuts.
that is a pause. Oh my gosh, I just
They do it
wowzers.
different over there, They do
Yeah.
it different overseas.
Yeah, they do it different on that side, bro. It is what it is, bro. But some of the sequences actually look really really cool, man. And again, they have fully animated cutscenes, so it's like like that's an anime.
It's
So
an
it's
anime, yeah.
like it's actually pretty interesting. Low key, I would give it a shot on stream though. I would, unless depending on the ratings, big dog. Depending on the ratings.
Depending on the ratings.
Let's figure this
I'm not
out.
trying to I'm not trying to get canceled on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm
we're
not trying to
even
be on no.
monetized yet.
I'm not trying to be on no Twitch fails comp, bro. I'm not trying to do none of that, bro. I don't want to be on no compilation talking about streamers that have been banned this month. X, like, nah, bro. I can't do it. I can't do it. But now this looks dope, man. Dropping early next year. I'm gonna keep a side eye on it. It's a side eye.
For sure.
All right, man. Next up, we had some new gameplay dropped at the presentation for Stray, showing off some of the traversal and graphics of the game. It's actually looking kind of smooth, and it confirmed the rumored release date of July 19th of this year. So next month at this point, and it also confirmed that Stray will drop on PS Plus Extra and Premium the same day, of course, at no extra charge. How are we feeling about this? How you feeling about Stray?
That game looks cool. I want it. If I get a PS5, I'm definitely playing it as soon as I get the PS5.
Mhm.
I think it's gonna be actually pretty interesting. I said this in my reaction, but I also like Annapurna doesn't really make bad games. Like they make bangers. And some of these games are like classics. So I
Mhm.
think that this game that's getting pushed by PlayStation, yeah, this might be a banger. Like we might be talking about Stray come down the line. And it
Bro.
might not be like, yo, this is the best game ever made, but it's one of those things where it's like, yo, you really should play it. It's a pretty sick experience.
Hey, I'm calling it right now. Straight game of the year. Straight game of the year. Straight game of the year. Elden who? Yeah, that's what I thought. Do they have cats in there? That's what I thought. Okay, cool. Appreciate that. Thank you for your time. That's all I'm saying right there. But no, I actually do want to give this a shot. It's probably gonna be like a solid 40 or something like that. I'd play it. I'm definitely want to
Yeah,
play
I'd
it.
play.
It seems like it actually might have an interesting narrative because like it's like a robot strapped to the cat's back, and like that's where a lot of the dialogue comes from. Which
Yeah.
it seems really really interesting. Honestly, I'm keen to see what might come of it.
For sure. I can't wait. And if you have PlayStation Extra, which I plan on getting, even if I don't have a PS5, I definitely want to try it out.
Mm-hmm. Word for sure. Coming to a bit more of the bigger releases and a bigger you know what I'm saying, I guess confirmations that we got of gameplay and whatnot. From the mind behind Ollie World and at Roll7 Studios, the game Roller Drome focuses on the concept of a new blood sport that involves a lot of guns, melee weapons, and rollerblades to stay on the move. Now, the gameplay was showing a lot of different stuff and a lot of new mechanics, like of course dodges, stuns, and trick mechanics to help spice up the levels and keep the flow going when you're playing the game. It's releasing August 16th on the PS4 and 5. What's going on? This is
Game of the year.
hey, let's talk about it, bro.
Easy.
Talk about it.
Easy. Game of the year. This game looks insane. I really think that it just looks fun. It looks like a really fun game. I want it. I want it. I'm upset that it's in August because it's just August is not soon enough. This game looks fun. I had a lot of fun with Ollie World, and if this game, the developers,
I should have known it was them. I should have known it was them. The gameplay
such a good
looked too
concept.
smooth. Like honestly.
Yeah, it's like if Tony Hawk had guns, like that's what it felt like to me. Like I had a lot of fun in that era of gaming, and I honestly cannot wait to see what this game is like. I want to play it. If they end up giving me a code, I'm buying a code just to give it away because I think we need to support this game. We need to protect Rollerdrome at all costs.
Yeah, now high key. Roll 7 be putting out heat. I feel like it's time we need to,
Yes,
what I'm saying, back them a little bit. This looks super fun. I immediately was like, yo, Roller Champions with the 9? That's kind of crazy, big dog.
that is nuts.
That's wild, but it looks really, really, really cool. I'm not even gonna lie. It's a very interesting and novel concept.
Oh yeah, I
Hmm.
didn't expect anything like that. I was just like, oh, roller skates, and then I was like, whoa, this is
Hmm.
awesome.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah, that was great, man. That was great. Shouts to them, man. I can't wait for August, man. Like, I feel like it might be that's like a good time period as well. With not all the major joints dropping just yet. They can kind of squeeze in that last little title of the summer, and what I'm saying, get some traction off it. So that's decent. That's decent, man.
No, I
Oh,
agree with you. I think it's a really good time right before the big rush.
oh yeah, no, 100%. All right. Ah, this is good here. This is what I've been waiting for. Oh yeah. Years ago, they said it would never happen. They said, "Oh, we're just keeping it there. We're just keeping it on consoles, whatever, guys." But it seems that one of the two major drops Sony was talking about this year seemed to include this. So, I can't even get it out. Insomniac Spider-Man, y'all. It is officially coming in a remastered format to the PC, officially August 12th of this year. Spider-Man on PC is coming. No wonder they projected the number so high for PC sales, because what the hell, when?
Yeah, I thought so. I was what I said literally when I was watching it. I was like, if this is Ratchet and Clank, I'm gonna lose my mind. And I saw Insomniac, and I was like, whoa, it's Ratchet and Clank. And then it was like Spider Man. I was like, no, this is still really good. Like this is
This is
still such a good game.
fire.
Yeah, this is amazing. Probably one of the best games on the PlayStation, like on the PS4, no doubt. And it came out towards the end of the life cycle of the PS5, the PS4. Honestly, a
Mm,
banger of a game. Super, super, super good. This is gonna sell huge. This is huge. Like I didn't expect them to put
bro.
this on there, and I I can't like I have no words for it. Like it's just like yo, so many people are happy right now. Like I'm sure
Dog,
so many people are happy right now.
the world is smiling, especially the PC community. Because do you know the ridiculous amount of mod support is gonna go into this game? It's going to
Yeah,
be nasty. And how good that game looks and plays is going to be
yeah.
disgusting how much mods are like packed into that game. It's gonna be net so glorious. I'm gonna replay it on PC. I'm definitely gonna replay it. And also, I just want to
Yeah.
add a little tidbit. I don't know if you did see it, but like you see Nixus in there, and I'm not sure like one of the like Nixus Software was like a team that's involved with that stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
remember we talked about this months and months ago. One of the first episodes of No Cooldown, we was like, hey, yo, listen, Nixus, they just got acquired by thing like them and Bluepoint. They got acquired by PlayStation. Oh, they're probably gonna do a lot of PC ports. That's
Yeah.
crazy. So we was calling these PC ports from a long time, y'all. I keep your eyes open, bro. Listen,
Yeah.
no Cooldown Domus. We're talking. We're predicting it, bro. We're predicting it. I'm seeing it right there. It's right there.
Yeah.
Feels good to be right about that. That's all I'm saying.
It's funny because I saw that and I was like, why does this sound familiar? But I was like, interesting.
Yep.
I never because I was like, I don't think this is the first time I've heard this name before.
Mhm. That was like one of the first 3 episodes that we've ever done. That was definitely one
Yeah.
of the topics on it. When they first got acquired. Like it was them, and then I think it might have been Housemark or Bluepoint. It was like a back-to-back episode. And I think
Yeah.
it was a part of the two. So yeah, we definitely talked about it before. It was like, yeah, they're gonna do a lot of PC stuff. Or we were predicting like, yo, they're probably gonna get like heavy into the PC stuff down the line. And who was right? Us.
Mm.
It feels good. Anyways, on to the heavy hitters of the conference for PlayStation. So let's talk about it. First and foremost on the list, the Callisto Protocol made its latest appearance with a chilling trailer, all in engine of gameplay and a couple story bits from the Striking Distance Studios game. I'm about to say, headed up by former Dead Space devs and ex Call of Duty lead Glenn Schofield. It's set to drop December 2nd of this year, getting ahead of the Dead Space drop in early 2023. Man, interesting. I was not expecting to see it this soon, but how you feel about it, Win?
It looks really good. The whole time I was watching, I was like, this looks like Dead Space. It looks like people who wanted another Dead Space game and wanted to do it their way. I'm excited. This is actually funny because I don't like horror games at all, but I might play this game because it looks really, really, really good. Like, not only does it look like it has a great horror aspect, but it also looks like you can defend yourself, which is a huge plus for me. If I ever play a horror game, if all I get is like a flashlight and like being able to like shoo monsters away, I'm not playing it. But like
Yeah,
if you can
nah,
give me a way to defend myself, then I'm way more inclined to play it. This game looks
facts.
pretty nuts.
I'd
I'm
rather
excited for it. I want to play this, and I don't like scary games at all.
agreed, bro. What's going on, man? Like it's just something in the air with all this stuff, bro. It's something in the air, bro. Like Resident Evil 4 is out now. I want to play this game again. Well, I mean, I always like Resident Evil 4, but this is a scary game. It still counts. This is dropping.
Yeah.
Dead Space is dropping. Outlast Trials somewhere out there, and I want to try all of them. It's weird,
Mhm.
but this game looks so good, man. It looks really, really good. Some of the sequences look so it's visually like stunning. I think it's visually stunning, especially in like these tight corridors and like some of the bleak areas. I can tell this game is gonna scare the hell out of me like multiple times. Like, do you see that part where like he's moving past a body and then it just does the Forrest Whitaker with the one eye and just opens up and looks at him? I was
Yeah.
like, bro, piss off. Already from the trailer, I was like, bro, there's too many scary moments, bro. Too many heart attack moments in there. I think this is gonna be really good. And I think the conversation is gonna be had on whether this or Dead Space will be better. Because again, ex Dead Space devs are working on this, and then you have a new Dead Space team working on the new remake. So, and they're dropping, one's December 2nd, the other one's gonna be what, January or February 2023. It's gonna be a quick window. So I think the battle is there. I honestly didn't think too much of Callisto Protocol just yet until I saw this today. But we could have a little competition on our hands, man. It could be a tight race to see which survival horror game pans out to be the better one.
Yeah, Dead Space cannot fumble that release because it might bury that franchise and we might never see it again.
That's also a fact, man. It's some pressure, bro. I want both of them to be fired, but it's pressure now.
Yeah.
It's pressure
Like,
now, boy.
If both of them were good, it wouldn't be a problem. Like we would all still play both. Like I myself, I would still play both of them. I don't think it would ever be an issue if both, because there's only really two space horror games out like that I can think of at least. Which is Dead Space. I mean, Dead Space is the most popular name, but if Callisto Protocol is a good game, it might the genre might open up a little bit.
Yeah, man. We all win, man. There's more stuff in there. And again, something that was also really interesting. They were previously trying to set the Callisto Protocol in the PUBG universe. Like it was tied to that. For some reason it was just tied to the PUBG universe. And it was like gonna be some links, but they was like, nah, we got to make it its own thing. But there are some Easter eggs that lead Glenn Schofield said it's gonna be in there. But we were like, yo, this kind of got to be its own separate entity. So let's not mess with it too much.
I'm happy they did that. I didn't need that connection. I'm good.
Yeah. You can hold that. That's all good. Yeah. But yeah, looks really, really good. I cannot wait till December 2nd, honestly.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. My wallet's going to be in shambles, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, we're never recovering.
Never.
Financially.
Never. I need to start hustling. This is ridiculous. I need to start selling my body probably or something. I don't know. Allegedly. Don't worry about it. Listen, I'm just thinking out loud. Don't worry. No, y'all didn't hear this. Anyways, on to the next topic. And like we gotta kind of bring it back to a chronological sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there getting my my face ready and stuff like that for the reactions, for the recording and stuff. It starts out dark screen. All you see is the banger. All you see is 3, 24, 23. That's like one of the first times in a minute I've seen a trailer start out with the date. That's like one of the first times in a long time where I've ever seen that. And then you just see the R and then all the Spanish music and stuff. Spanish guitar going crazy. It kind of pans out a little bit. Resident Evil and then the 4. Resident Evil 4 remake is real. It's coming. It's on the way. Now, I know we've had a bunch of these remakes, but this is the best one. And I don't give a damn what y'all think. I don't give a fuck. Resident Evil 4 is one of those top tier games. It's a top tier entry into the franchise. Has a really new, sharp look. Of course, we're stepping back into the shoes of Leon Kennedy as he is assigned to rescue his daughter, the daughter to the president, rather, Ashley Graham. I ain't gonna give you the whole story because if you don't know by now, you probably ain't played it, and you can just go play in the remake, whatever. It looks dope. It looks really, really dope. They didn't show too much off, but visually, it looks stunning, man. I cannot wait to get my hands on it. How do you feel about all of this?
It makes me want to go back and beat the other remakes because I own 2, and I think I didn't beat it mostly because I was just like I was headshotting zombies and they weren't dying, and I was like, bro, I don't feel like running past people.
This ain't the plan.
You know what I'm saying? I was just like bang, and the kid he was and I'm just like, all right, I'm over this. I might go back because I'm really in it for the story. I'm not really in it for like the story and the jump scares is fine. I hated when I played Resident Evil games and I started running out of bullets because I like fighting everything. And I was
Facts.
like, so I might just go back, play it, and just put it on easy or something. Because I'm only there for the story. But
Yeah.
this looks really, really good because I heard 4 was the best one. I have actually never played 4. Everybody says that 4 is the best one, so I would love to play 4. And I don't see why not, because I could also probably cop Resident Evil 3 for the low too. So
Mhm.
I'm excited for this because it looks pretty cool. Will I stream it or anything? Probably not. This seems like one of more games that are like more so just for me, not really for content. Because I feel like everybody's gonna be streaming this,
Yeah.
but it's really cool. It's really good. Resident Evil fans, as always, they are eating.
Yeah, eating, bro, eating. And I will say this, but my favorite probably comes down to a couple of them, but probably the most like I guess acclaimed favorites I think in my opinion is either 4 or Code Veronica. It's probably like the two best Resident Evils. What people
Yeah.
say and what I generally agree and believe. But Resident Evil 4 holds a special place in my heart, man. It's such a good game. Revitalized the franchise when it was getting a little bit stagnant. Gave it a whole new lease on life. One of the first games that I actively remember playing with my family, especially my two brothers. Like my little brother would be an organizer, my older brother would just like play sections, I play sections and do our thing. Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. And if you understood why I said what I said at the beginning of the show when I introed it, is because one of the most obnoxious, but like, he's low key one of my favorite characters in like gaming in general, just because he's so annoying. There's a guy named Salazar, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna be in this game to some degree. And he just Mr. Kennedy. Oh my, I love him. I love him. I fucking love him. I love him. But in general, I was about to say Final Fantasy. What the hell? Resident Evil 4 is such a impactful game. It's one of those staples in gaming, especially when it comes to horror games. It's up there as one of the best, one of the greatest of all time. And I'm glad it's gonna get its just due. And it seems it's gonna get that perfect treatment. It's gonna get what they've usually done for everybody. Especially now that this game is so extensive. I think there's a lot of great moments in this game, more so than the rest of these like you have a couple sections, your Mr. X's and stuff like that, your Nemesis. They have those moments here and there, but Resident Evil 4 has like 8 different moments packed into its story. Like there's oh my goodness. Listen, I'm not gonna say nothing now, but wait till you meet Jack Krauser. That's all I gotta say, bro. Wait till you meet Jack Krauser. That's all I gotta say on that. I am very excited, as you can tell, and I'm going to be playing this day one. I'm going to be playing this day one. I will say this. I had this thought that spawned up today. I'm saying this on stream. I might make a donation goal or something to fund my cosplay of Salazar when I play this day one. And if you can, I'll send you a picture after the stream or something like that to like actually see what he looks like. But
Yeah.
I might do it later in the year to see if it pops, or maybe early next year. I might do it. So that
That's
just lets you know
funny.
how excited I am. Thank goodness. Shout outs to Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a sick game. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be so good. Whew. Anyways, we're not even going, what I'm saying, get off the Capcom tip. Yeah, hold up. We still on the Capcom vibe. Let's wait. Out of nowhere. I'm about to say Resident Evil, what I'm saying, had his trailer, went down, did this whole thing, and Street Fighter 6 just flashed onto the screen, bruh. Like out of nowhere, out of darkness, bro. They had a whole lot to show off. This trailer was really packed. It did a whole bunch of stuff, bro, including let's go down the list. Confirmation of development in the RE engine for the hyper-realistic art style, like you've seen in the past RE remake games. New characters like Luke and Jamie, and the reintroduction of Ryu and Chun-Li, with a little tease of a newcomer named Kimberly at the end of the trailer. A new drive system that allows you to perform 5 different techs to boost your offense or defense, which is a welcome change for all characters. Modern control schemes for newer players to get the hang of and get into the game. Real-time commentary options from prominent FGC commentators like Vicious and Aru. A battle hub seemingly to set up online play. A fighting ground mode, which is of course like the traditional fighting stages that we know. And a world tour mode, which is basically a single-player open world story mode set in Metro City, where we might have our own character and progression system. Now it's releasing in 2023 for PS4 and 5. Wow, that's a lot of content. How do you feel about Street Fighter 6?
I think this is probably one of my outside of Roller Drum. I was actually really excited for this announcement because I figured it was gonna be Street Fighter. I knew it was gonna be Street Fighter. Um, I'm excited for this. I don't even really like Street Fighters, but I do like. I don't hate Street Fighter. It's just not my go-to fighting game. but I love fighting games. So this is really, really. I love that we're finally seeing some of it. I'm happy to see that Street Fighter 6. It looks sick. Like it looks really, really good. Am I gonna play it? I might just have to. Every time a new Street Fighter comes out, I did it with 4, I did it with 5, I might have to do it with 6. I always buy it on release, which is like, you're not. Quick tip: if you're not super interested in Street Fighter, wait for the arcade edition or the super edition that comes out literally like 2 years or a year later.
Yeah,
because then you'll get all the DLC characters. But I like Street Fighter, and I want to get a head start. I might have to pick it up because I've been playing a lot more fighting games recently, and this might be the game that changes my opinion of Street Fighter. The commentary is fucking nuts. Like that's amazing. I'm happy that they're bringing in things about the FGC into the game itself, because this game is a fighting game. It's one of the fighting games. It's a staple in fighting game history. I'm happy to see the commentary. The new designs look pretty sick. I'm happy to see how flashy it looks. It just looks like a really, really good, well done game. And it might have to be a cop, like I might have to cop up on it.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I don't play fighting games. I don't do it. I'm generally not good. But if I did have a favorite series, Street Fighter would most likely be it. I played an egregious amount of Super Street Fighter 4 with my brother. I love that game. It's fantastic. And I have a soft spot for Street Fighter. I have a soft spot for a couple games. If it was probably 2, it'd be Soul Calibur in that. But Street Fighter probably edges, what I'm saying? It's a little bit farther. But still, just looking at this, like, it looks so good, bro. The visual fidelity, I feel like it was a much needed facelift from previous styles and stuff like that. I personally, of course, have a soft spot for some of the art styles, and I can dive into this in something another time. But like, I like the art styles, but I feel like it was definitely in a need of some major overhaul when it came to, just to look at the character models and some of the world and stuff like that. And it seems like they pushed the envelope on it really heavily, and that opens up the lane for a lot more of the stuff like the flashiness that we saw, all the art style that came with the combos. I feel like, who was it? I think it was Jamie. Yeah, he had like a whole like spinning top kick combo, and like just the whole screen was going crazy. And I was like, that looks ridiculous. And I feel like they might not have been able to do that or get as much of that contrast off if they didn't update the style. So I feel like that was necessary to allow that to shine through. That looked really, really cool. This drive system thing. Now, of course, I'm not the foremost expert. This is unsolicited opinions from a person who barely plays fighting games. So please, what I'm saying, roast me if you will, if you dare, do your thing, whatever. Having a drive system for everyone and allowing for text and defensive options and whatever offensive options, this adds so much balance to the game, I think personally. I don't think, this is like the first time for this whole system wasn't present before. Adding the options and allowing you to basically choose how you advance with certain things, it adds, again, so much more depth in the gameplay, and just for me, primarily balance. If niggas are abusing one tactic the entire time, like niggas are abusing V triggers the entire way, it's trash. It's not like, I don't like you abusing tactics just to get a win off. You know what I'm saying? This looks like it has cost for everything. You can't spam it. You can't, there's certain things you can and can't do. There's limitations. And it's very, very interesting. I'm liking where it's going. I got to look into it a little bit more, see all the different ones. You got like impact, parries, overdrive, drive rushes, and drive reversals. Seems really, really interesting. A lot of variety between offense and defense. You can switch it up. I feel like you can prioritize ones over others. I'm not sure how exactly it works yet, but it looks dope. I like this drive system. It adds so much more to the game. And again, just gives everybody at least a little bit more of a fighting chance if you're smart enough to use that system correctly. Moving down the list a little bit more, modern control schemes. Now, as somebody who is not, I'm not the nigga to do quarter circles and Z's and stuff like that. I could never play Kxngviii in my life because he got the whole quarter circle up, down, half movement, 75% movement. I ain't never doing that again. I'm not doing that again. I want to let you know, when this game drop, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to all you going mad hard, bro. We're on control that. Come on. I can't wait to press R2 square and get you clapped. I cannot wait.
I mean, if you just like invest into a nice $60.
Oh my gosh! This guy's got a whole fight stick.
I definitely need to get a smaller one for when I travel. But yes, I definitely don't play fighting games unless it's with a fight stick, and it's mostly because
that's fair.
When I played fighting games, I think one of the first fighting games that I played a lot consistently was Street Fighter Third Strike, and I
Mm-hmm.
realized I was
Of
playing it
course.
like maybe 3-4 hours a day when I was
Mm.
on like it was during the summer, and my
Yeah.
hand would cramp like crazy, and I
Bro,
realized
it's
that
not
it's
good.
not,
The
yeah, it's
controller's
not good
not
for
fit
me.
for it. It's not fit.
So I bought that, but like, yeah, no, I completely understand. I also that's one of the things that I was going to touch on is that like I really do enjoy the modern controller because it makes it more accessible for newer comers. I don't hate. Um, so one game that was really accessible, that's a really good fighting game, is Grand Blue Versus,
Mm,
Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. It's
yeah.
at Evo, and one of the things I liked about it is that you could easily do certain abilities. Like one of my character's abilities was like a grab, an anti-air grab, right? And you,
Mm,
if you did the input like normally, like forward and then down, down, forward, you would grab them in the air and it would do the most damage. But if you use the R2 or the R2 square, the R2 up or whatever the thing was,
mm.
it would do the same move with a little bit less damage, but it was easier to
Ah,
execute.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
still, like I promise you, there are times where like I knew I could do the grab because I knew the jump was coming, or there's times where like I was hitting a combo and I'm like, oh, this would be a perfect time to grab, but my hands aren't in the right placement or whatever.
yeah. Mm.
So I was just like, boom, let me
You can opt
grab
for
it
the
out or
easier
whatever.
grab, but still get the
Yeah,
opportunity.
and I think
Okay.
that that's the one of the biggest issues that people are having with it, and why they're so like not necessarily against modern, but they're scared of it, is because if they makes the game too easy, it doesn't reward you for learning the classic way of learning or knowing how to do
Yeah.
it the right way. But at the
Hmm.
same time, that's when fighting games will become more accessible, which I really like the new modern way, because then a lot of my fighting games, and you can ask anybody who plays Tekken with me,
Mm,
my combo game is garbage. My input games aren't the best. But
yeah.
what I am good at is my defense and my mind. Like I know what you're gonna throw out because I'm studying you. And
Mm.
that's for me the beauty of fighting game. It's not about the crazy inputs or about doing the combos. It's about learning your opponent. And that's what,
Tendencies.
yeah, and that's what I think people will really enjoy about this game. Hopefully, is that like with when you take away that barrier of having to know how to do charge attacks or like shit
Yeah.
like
Oh
that.
gosh. Oh
Yeah,
gosh.
once you don't have to worry about Z's and like the
Yeah.
circles, and you're just playing the game to play the game, and it's a mind game. It becomes like why people like playing Apex. It's like I'm shitty at shooters, but I know he's gonna peek this door, so I'm gonna just
Hmm.
hold this line right here, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I'm excited. I think this is gonna be a really good intro for a lot of people, and I can't wait for Street Fighter 6. Like
Facts.
the more people I see excited for it, the more likely I am to cop it on release.
Bro, I'm low key. I low key want to cop it and get back into fighting games for real. Like before that, I'm thinking of getting. I know y'all was talking about the other day. I'm like, I might get into Tekken, bro. I might actually like pull the trigger. I might actually have to pull the trigger, like low
It's
key.
this me, Chaz, and two of Chaz's friends were all like playing Tekken consistently now because
Hmm.
they went to Combo Breaker, and I want to go to Combo
Yeah,
Breaker next year. So this would be the time. Right now would be the time.
yeah. I'm low key. I'm thinking about it, bro. I'm thinking about it, man. I'm like, multiverses came through, and I was like, yeah, that's cool, man. I kind of got that itch. Like, yo, I actually might want to do some stuff with this,
Fighting
bro.
games are really good, man.
But I know for me, I'm so hasty. I can't get a combo out because I go too fast on the input, and I'm just like, oh shit, I can't get it out, and then I get my ass whooped.
Once you play fighting games enough, you realize that it's not, the combos aren't like a Tony Hawk game where you're just like trying
Yeah.
to press the buttons as fast as possible. It's more like a rhythm game where just like
Mm,
bang, 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 bang. Like even when you're watching
mm,
people, even when you're watching like pro Tekken players, like even like the
mm,
announcers, they will literally like hum out the hits. They're just like boom,
mm.
boom, 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 like
Uh,
that. Because it's
son
more,
of
when
a
you think
bitch.
of it as a rhythm game, it's better. Like I could even like whenever, if we're ever all in the Discord where me and Charles are playing Tekken, I could like
Mm,
show you what I mean, because that's really what it is.
yeah, nah, like you
And
learn something new every day. Son of
the
a
thing about
bitch.
Tekken doesn't really have quarter circles and
Any of
dragon
that.
punches and shit like that. Like
Mm,
some characters do, but a lot of it is really just the rhythm. It's really
mm,
like my Miguel, his combo is like down two, where there's like four buttons that you use.
mm,
Down two, 2-1, forward 2-1. Like it's not like down quarter circle forward or
mm,
whatever. Like
yeah.
it's more so like just different inputs. But once you find a character, and again, like
Mm.
we could talk about it at a later
Yeah,
date. We
that's a
could
whole
get you
other
into
thing.
some,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's a whole other joint. But before I did want to go, I just want to again give kudos on that world tour mode. That actually looks so dope.
Yeah,
If we can actually have an RPG element to where we can customize a character, like we can acquire different moves, like a Dragon
I
Ball Z
hope
game,
so.
like an
Yeah,
infinite world type thing where we make our own character, but we can get combos and attacks from all these different characters, or at least learn from them or something like that. Like they mentioned Metro City, and if you like people who don't know, like the mayor of Metro City is a character. It's Cody. Like that's dead ass. He's the mayor. So I'm like, you could see him. We saw Chun-Li in there. We saw Ryu at some points in some corners and stuff like that. Like it seems like it's a real embedded experience. I'm like, I don't know what the exact premise is of it. Like you gotta fight to be the best. Excuse me. Like I fight to be the best, or you're in a tournament or whatever. But if you're able to build your own character that has like certain inputs and fighting styles, that's a
cool.
fire. It's a fire ass thing right there off the top. Like that could be like game changing, bro. We haven't seen any open world stuff in a fighting game like that since what? Like
Shaolin
what?
Monks.
Yeah, Shaolin Monks, Mortal Kombat Deception, early Soul Calibur, I think maybe.
Yeah, I'm shot. Hey, you would know more than me, man.
I'm trying to remember, but I can't. But yeah, definitely one of those Mortal Kombat games like Shaolin Monks and stuff like that, like Shaolin Monks and Deception. I remember that being in there. But yeah,
The only thing that I need that I don't know if got announced yet, but I'm pretty sure will be in there. I need arcade modes, and I need arcade modes with stories related to the characters, because that was my favorite thing to do doing in Street Fighter 4 was like I would just play arcade with people I never cared about, and I'd be like, oh well, let's see what El Fuerte's story is, and then I liked it, and I'm like, all right, cool, I'm a play it.
Yeah. Honestly, and I feel like it definitely will, because from what I saw on the timeline and everything like that, it seems like this picks up where, like, I think it was the end of Third Strike. Like it actually progresses the story. Like it's not no prequel or in between stuff. Like this is actually the next continuation of what happened from Third Strike. So it was actually mad funny. Somebody pointed out, and it hit me too. Like Ryu was wearing like the little sash thing and all that. He looked like Goken. He looked like Goken. I was like, bro. Also, another side story. My brother used to whoop my ass with Goken, and that man pissed me off so much. I had to learn. I had to study that little nigga. I hate that old man. But yeah, he had the thing like Goken, and like it was like Ojo or Oyo or something like that trained him and stuff, and like they're doing all the different shit, and like Chun-Li has the little girl that she's taking care of or watching over after all the stuff that happened. Like she had it in her bio, like so much dope continuation of story, and that I also love that. Like it's also an underrated part of Street Fighter that I don't think people mention as much. Like there's really good storylines and plot lines that just round out character origin, make you love them even more. So I would love that to be included as well. Arcade mode definitely has to be a must.
For sure.
Yeah, man. Shout out to that Battle Hub and all that stuff. It looks really, really cool. Hopefully there's some more fun modes in there as well. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a 2v2 mode. You know what I'm saying? Maybe because it looked like they had Chun-Li and Ryu on one side, and then Jamie and Luke. It could be a 2v2 joint, like a tag in, tag out. I don't know. Listen, if they're coming with the heat, they're coming with the heat. Street Fighter 6 looks like they come with a lot of stuff, man, and I have to applaud them because it looks really, really good. All right, on to the last piece from the state of play. We got a new trailer for Final Fantasy 16 entitled Dominance, showing the conflict of the story, some of the brief gameplay from our protagonist Clive Rossfield, and like a lot of the summons were showing off, or icons as they were called. They look ridiculous. The score was going on, like all this conflict was happening. The trailer was looking wild, bro. Like they were showing some, some M-rated stuff a little bit. Somebody was in that bed, all Witcher style. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they're trying to do out there, but it's looking interesting. Thoughts? How do you feel about this trailer, man? How you feel about everything about it so far?
Final Fantasy 16 is going to be so nuts. I'm excited. I love this entire trailer. This is probably one of the few that I actually rewatched after I saw it. I'm a huge fan of the icon system because I'm assuming it's like these people are the summons. They're not just like calling them and they are like the giant titan, that you are Odin or whatever. I'm really excited to see this world play out. I've always been a big fan of like the Final Fantasy main titles. And after seeing gameplay of like Origins, like the Strangers in Paradise, and seeing how fun that game looked, I only assume it's going to be up from there. So I'm really excited. I've been waiting for more information on 16 when it first got announced, and I'm happy that they showed it off this time around. Starting with Resident Evil 4 and ending with Final Fantasy 16, that was like a great idea because 16 was moving. The summons looked crazy. The music was bumping. Like the combat looked good. Like I think this game is gonna be gas.
That score was ridiculous.
That shit was going.
I was sitting there, was naming off the icons, and I was like, I said, oh, so,
I was like, where's Odin? Yes, sir.
It's
like, I was
crazy.
hyped.
It's crazy, bro. Like again, some of these character designs are looking ridiculous, especially the icons. They look immaculate,
Yeah.
immaculate, bro. Again, these little stints of gameplay we got, this looks so buttery, man. It looks so buttery. I don't know what they put into this, bro, but they doing something right. They doing something right, man. Like, again, good takedowns. They have like, these are good mix of like attack, fire spells and stuff. Like the enemy varieties are always really good in these games. Like, what can I say except like it's really, really solid. The only thing I need to get a better grip of is just the narrative and how it's going. It seems like it's a lot of political stuff that's going on, like, again, like conflict between kingdoms and clashes and stuff. It's really, really interesting, and I'm really curious to see how everything pans out with the story and stuff, because I feel like that's, you know, one of the main drivers of that. And we'll get some more, I guess, context and information over the coming months. They had a blog post about it, and I'm gonna read into it more. But just off of the trailer and how it looks like it's in a great shape. And again, for the summer 2023 release window, I think it might be ready. I think it might be that time, bro. So many games are coming out in 2023, and my wallet will not survive. You're gonna have to burn it after. It's not good, bro. It's not good for my health. But oh, my heart's gonna be so happy. Like, the Final Fantasy 16 looks gas. It looks absolutely gas, man.
Insane.
Bro. The game of the year race for 2023 looks it's ridiculous. That's a whole nother conversation for another day when we get to the end of this year. Like, that's gonna be a ridiculous race. But all I can say for Final Fantasy 16 is wow. I need it ASAP.
Yeah, facts. I feel the same way.
All right. And yeah, let's just kind of get the overall feel for the show, man. Our overall rating will go, you know, grading system, A to F minus, A plus to F minus, or whatever. How do you feel about the show, the pacing, all the inclusions, the timing? What you're scoring?
I want to say B minus, or like B, probably more leaning towards B, just because they told us ahead of time it's VR. But they still gave us some shit. Like, they didn't have, if they would have showed all VR, I'd have been like, that's what they told us it was gonna be. Like, I can't be mad at them for that. Because they said third party, but third party is technically VR too. Like, that's still like, they showed us third party VR. Yeah, like, it counts. So them showing us like some gas, like some Resident Evil 4, some Street Fighter, them showing us like just those three big announcements, Final Fantasy, Street Fighter, and Resident Evil 4, like, that's good enough for me.
Ground. That covered enough. It covered enough of the quota for me, honestly, to be like, yo, this was decent. And
some gas that we never heard of, like Roller Drome, like, that was all in all for 40 minutes. That was heat. That's like like those 4 announcements. Even if each one of them was like 2 minutes long, that means that like I only wasted like 8 minutes before something cool happened. So like, I'm gonna say a B.
It was like 27 minutes, like 4 bangers in 27 minutes is honestly not bad, and each of them was like varying length. So I think the shortest one was probably about like what, 2 minutes, maybe 2 minutes.
And it wasn't just 4 bangers either, but like, just like, that's just off the top.
A good mix.
It was a great mix of games. I don't think it was bad at all. Was it what people were expecting? Was it God of War? Was it all like, was it the Wolverine game? Like, no, it wasn't anything crazy, but it's stuff that we were kind of excited for, and we got to see good amounts of it.
Facts. You know, they didn't skimp on. They didn't really skimp this time around. They actually provided good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Again, shout outs to all the little stuff right there. Like, Tunic was cool. You know what I'm saying? Little thing. I feel like that didn't really need to be on there, honestly. But I mean, it's fine. It's whatever. It was on. It was like 3 seconds. It was like 3 seconds. And Tunic's actually looking like a good game. So I'm like, whatever. It's fine. You know what I'm saying? Different reveals on the indie side, like Season was cool. All the VR stuff, of course, they got to push their VR shit because they told y'all it was coming. Though that looks all right. Eternites, all the horny people in the chat, they were loving that one. So, you know what I'm saying? We're covering audiences. Stray was looking really, really cool. And again, it's dropping next month, so they have to kind of have it in that push for their, for their rollout. Roller Drome again, to echo Wen, looks really, really cool. Can't wait to see that one. It's dropping in August. Spider-Man PC was a huge bit of news. I think it's going to go on the radar a little bit, kind of. But when it drops in August, people are going to be like, yo, oh my gosh, we got it on PC. We can do whatever with it. And that's going to be a really, really solid piece of news. Callisto Protocol exceeded my expectations. And it looks really, really interesting. I feel like it's hopped way. It's coming to my purview a lot more. It's a much more pronounced now that we've got a solid gameplay trailer. I think it could definitely give Dead Space a run for its money. And we're going to talk about that more in detail down the line. But that's cool. RE4 remake, of course. Mr. Kennedy. The whole reason why I did that's there. That's my favorite from this entire show, because that's my shit. Anyways, that's good. Street Fighter 6 they packed this trailer up. It was only like 3 minutes, 3:30, and they packed it with so much stuff in there. really, really good trailer. I think one of the best, extensive trailers we've got from a game this, this whole summer game fest stretch, quote unquote. We're still trying to figure out the name for it thus far. I think that was probably the best shown off trailer Street Fighter 6 had. And Final Fantasy 16 was solid. It looked really, really good. I can't wait to see more of it. So I would have to agree. I would say the solid B, man. Solid B, almost into the B plus territory. I would say definitely give it that.
I fully agree. It was a good showing, and I can't wait. What's next?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Consider it the first part of Summer Game Fest since they had the banner in the top left. But we might have some more gameplay, some more tidbits on the official Summer Game Fest show that's happening next week. We're definitely going to see. But that's all the notes I have for today. I know there was a couple things that I missed. Like they just announced the Dragon Age Dreadwolf. They announced the name for it, but they didn't drop no gameplay, so I'm not covering it, bro. They didn't drop nothing.
No, I feel you.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever, bro. We gonna see y'all down the road by where my Mass Effect at. But that's another question for another day. But anything missing?
No, not really. The only thing is the Strikers demo is out. And you could probably play online, but the issue is that you have to play in like specific designated hours, and they're not very ideal. Like the first one is at 11 p.m. tonight, which is like that's closest. Do you want me to play to midnight? That's insane. But it's because they're in Japan, but the hours are weird. They should have just did an open beta for the whole day, but I guess they don't want people playing it too much. I don't know. That's really the only thing that I really have.
Yeah, it's man, Jay, look at those Salazar. Yeah, I'll show you Salazar in a second. But yeah. Yeah. I think that's pretty much it, man. Wow. Episode 26, man. We down. The Game Fest season has truly begun, and we are underway, man. We gonna find as much as we possibly can from this time period. We want to cover it all. We want to really break it down because this is what we do on the show, man. That's what we do. We do it. You know what I'm saying? Better than who? A lot of niggas. A lot of people. But yeah. Closing notes for this episode, Wen.
Drink your water, don't be racist, play video games.
I like that. That's a solid message, bro. That's a solid message. Remember, things that are made for kids are most likely will continue to be made for kids, and then that won't change. Yeah, man. Go enjoy some games, bro. Go enjoy. There's so much stuff out here. If you think, there's nothing to play, you ain't looking hard enough, boy. You ain't looking hard enough, man. Again, shout out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Again, happy Pride Month. Hope you guys continue to celebrate and have a grand old time across June. For the podcast and everybody on it, make sure you follow Wotaku channel. That's WOTAKU space channel on YouTube for all the live recordings and all the Wen stuff and all the Panda stuff. Make sure you check out all that dope content that's going on over there. You don't want to miss it. There's good stuff going on. WenEazy on all social platforms to find out his social stuff and what he's tweeting and shading people on the timeline, especially Charles as of late. I was about to say, if you wanted to look for my stuff, it's ThatManTripp on all social platforms and YouTube. You know what I'm saying? The HTC, we keep it locked in over there, so make sure you lock in with us. Yeah, what's it called? Oh yeah, almost forgot. Rate this damn thing 5 stars on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, Google Stitcher, Anchor. Make sure you rate it, share it with your friends, share it with a messenger pigeon, share it with the snails, share it with the birds in the sky. You know what I'm saying? Share it with everybody, and then share it again because I don't think they got it right the first time. So make sure you get it out there. We out here, we growing, we doing it, man. Life is good right now. Life is good. We about to be eating for real. It's a good time to really start looking into games, man. I'll be honest with y'all. Without further ado, that's been episode 26. And no cooldown. We are out of there.